obviously, from a health front, a lot of people are excited, and with good reason, to see the vaccines rolling out there across the pond here beginning today, with hopes that they will soon start rolling out here in the U.S. And as sports fans, it would be welcome news to return to normal when it comes to attending some of those games, not just in the NFL, but also in the NBA. And for more on that, I want to bring back on Yahoo Sports reporter Henry Bushnell, that joins us now with a look at the timeline here. And Henry, I mean, a lot of people are pointing to the return in the NBA later this month, and fingers crossed that everything goes well. But what are you watching in terms of how long sports fans will have to wait before maybe they can start to see their favorite teams play in person?
Yeah, it's going to be a slow progression. We're going to start the NBA season with a couple thousand fans in some arenas, but most will be empty, I believe. It comes back to local, state, county regulations that teams are relying on. I think we're going to start to see a ramp up probably sometime in the spring. So we're looking at second half of the NBA season when we think about when crowds will maybe get up to we'll probably start with, in the 25% range, 25%. And if all goes well there, then we'll continue to ramp up to 30, 40, 50%. It will be a long time, probably not anytime this NBA season. That we will see full indoor arenas, 20,000 fans. But it's gonna get there, kind of following along the same trajectory as the vaccine.
And Henry, what is that expectation of a ramp up? What is that based off of? I mean, I know you were speaking to Dr. Fauci last week, who said essentially, if you think about packed sports stadiums, that's not going to happen until fall of next year. When you talk about potential ramp up here, what are you hearing from teams specifically? I'm curious where you're getting that expectation from.
Yeah, that actually comes from public health officials who have it's a similar push and pull and similar decisions that they've been having to make this whole time. We're not going to see full stadiums until we reach herd immunity, right? Until we reach a stage at which normal behavior doesn't lead to big spikes of the virus. Because we don't know, we won't know when we do reach herd immunity. So it'll be a ramp up to 50%, and then the public health officials will wait and see if that leads to spread in the community. And if it does, they might have to dial it back a bit. If it doesn't, then they'll feel comfortable going up to the next level. And it'll kind of be that progressive ramp up. There might be some dial back too along the way if we go too quickly. But that's kind of the trajectory of what we're gonna see.
And fingers crossed that everything in return here does go according to plan. Obviously, a lot of demand and a lot of enthusiasm to see sports return and not in the bubble. Henry Bushnell, Yahoo Sports reporter, appreciate you coming back on here today, man.